Hello, it's a lovely sunny warm day here in Tarpley. Only joking, it's about 6 degrees and the wind is blowing a hoolie. But I'm not going to let that stop me because I have something very special to do. Now there's a saying in the motor trade that there is a bum for every seat, and today, I am that bum. This car is an Austin Ambassador, the Ambassador, but it's not just any old Austin Ambassador, it is an Austin Ambassador Vanden Plas. Swanky, I know. If I was going to get one, of course I want the nice one. Now I heard about this car. There's a pub in Tarpley that I go to and drink in, and one of the guys there said, well, there's a car that we use to hold the toilet door open. We just use it, you know, as a wedge to hold the toilet door open. I was like, there's no way you use a car to hold the toilet door open. And he says, yeah, because it's got quite a unique shape. It's great. So I went and had a look, and sure enough, there it was underneath the door. And I thought, wow, what a waste, you know. And it's been sat there for 24 years without being on the road. So I thought, I'm going to rescue this. And I took it back and I replaced the under the door with a Bond bug. Yeah, and I thought, do you know what? If I tell them that I've done this, they're not going to believe me. So I took this photo, and I bet you're going to say now, we can't see under the door. There's no way. There's no car under there. We can't see. But let's zoom in. Yeah, see, told you. So yeah, we dragged it out of there, brought it here, and did my backing getting it off the trailer. It is like the heaviest fucking car ever. It is so heavy. Like it's almost as heavy as, like, you know, the Amiga or the pickup truck. It's a beast of a thing. Yeah, should we have a look around it? Now the first thing I'm noticing is that it's leaning quite severely to this side. See, this side here is quite normal. The suspension and the tyres are up and everything. But this side is very, very drum and bass. You can see something has happened. I mean, it's probably just, you know, a couple of snapped coil springs or something, isn't it? Can't think of what else it could be. You know, coil springs, sometimes they snap, you know, as we've seen before, and it'll just mean that it's a bit lower, so might need to get a couple of coil springs for it. I can't think what else it could be, you know. It wouldn't be, it's not like Austin have gone off and made their own suspension system for cars and fitted it to all their models and stuff, and, you know, that's failed. Obviously that's not going to be the case. It's just going to be something simple. But yeah, let's have a look around the rest of it. One of the things that did become quite apparent when I was taking it off the trailer was that nothing is attached very well. And I'm not sure, I don't think they came from the factory like that, so that's something that it's just cable ties, I think, is how we'll fix that. There's a couple of little, I mean, you can hardly notice that bit. That looks fine. everything, you know, headlights are still there. There's a weird like brown, which I initially thought was rust, but I can see sort of brush strokes there, so it's going to be fun finding out what's gone on there, isn't it? Now this wing is very brown as well, and again I think I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. It's like someone's put like a rust protection on it or something. You can see there's a bit of rust happening under there, maybe for that, but that is weird. They've just painted this wing brown. I wonder if thinners would get that off. We could have a little try, couldn't we? There is air in these tyres. I know that because I put the air there myself when I was taking it off, putting it on the trailer. And there is acorns. Look at this acorn. Goes in its little house like that. It's nice, isn't it? But yeah, it's all there, isn't it? Screen's okay. Just having a look round, no cracks or big chips, that's handy. These wipers. Very tasty. Oh look. Oh, whoa. It almost does a full 360, look. Woo! Does your wiper do that? No, because it's not as good as that one. There's an aerial that's snapped off at the top. That's fine. This mirror doesn't look particularly OEM. I can't see, there's no, anyway. Sunroof. All my cars have sunroofs. Weird that, isn't it? Now this one looks like it's had this like someone sealed it, so that would indicate that it leaks, and it would indicate that this is going to be a ball ache to get off if I end up getting it off at all. Doors under there, it's fairly solid, isn't it? Some bits here and there, but you know, that's okay. There's some evidence of blue paint everywhere as well, which is nice because the car is blue. Well, majority is blue. Switch on to cable. Okay, I don't know how well that's took off, but back when this car was on the road last, which according to the guy that I got it from was 1999, that would have been quite an important thing. So yeah, we've got this, there's paint missing and there's paint added. This is interesting. But yeah, sill and stuff, you know, I can't really get down much further than that, but yeah, it looks okay. Yeah, some bits on there as well. Yeah, some rusty, crusty bits, but there seems to be a lot of wheels in the back. All my cars have wheels in the back. Arch. That is nice. That's fairly solid. Look again, I wonder. Oh no, that's on. It just looks like this thing's missing. Petrol cap's got a flood map. And the boot's open. It's got a tow bar. Bloody hell. A bit of trim missing here. So it's an Ambassador. It's an Austin Ambassador Vanden Plas. Yeah, it's the posh one. The lights are nice. There's a bit of a tuck there, but that's fine. That's okay. Oh my god, what's that metal thing? Right, that's obviously not supposed to be like that. Okay. I don't think that's supposed to be like that either. That looks quite badly bent around, but that's fine. Austin. Fantastic British car manufacturer. It's just rear screen like. More wipers. Oh, it's just delicious everywhere. You could just make a really nice stew out of that, couldn't you? VP. cobwebs on the lights. That's nice. Oh, yeah, that's okay. I mean, that is metal. You know, just a little that'll be fine. A little bit of MOT in a can will sort that right out. Not sure what's going on here. Don't really want to know, to be honest. Lots of this stuff everywhere. Lovely. Wonder what the VP actually stands for there. Do you think it's very pissed? Could be, couldn't it? But again, all the glass is good, trim's okay there, doors, no like massive dents or anything, which is nice. Oh god, that's cracked. Oh, what a nightmare. You can see cobwebs inside. Right, what's it like down there? That sill looks pretty decent. Could this be a solid car? What is this brown here? What is that all about, and why is nothing attached properly? Look at these tyres. Debica. Or is that Pebica? Vivo. Very nice. I'll try and date code those at some point. WWF. World Wrestling Federation. Why they use a panda for wrestling. Initial impressions, I mean, it's actually quite straight, isn't it? I mean, you know, there's no big rust holes or anything, like some of the other fucking cars, I think. But it looks fairly, you know, but I mean, I don't know what underneath's going to be like. Should we have a look inside? I'm dreading this. This is a genuinely true story, my first ever car was an Austin Maxi, and I got bitten by a spider in that car. Genuinely, I did get bitten by a spider in that car, and that's why I don't like spiders. And this is an Austin that's got a lot of spiders' webs in it. I may have a little mental breakdown shortly, but let's have a look. I'm starting at the boot because it's already open. I feel like I should be wearing gloves. Back in a second. You fucking stay up. It's an odd way of doing it, but it seems to have worked. Okay, for want of a better word, this is disgusting. This is rough. Would you like to have a look? So, like, this thing's seen a bit of action, but that's okay. But, like, oh man, it would seem headliner has not stood the test of time. Shock horror, like all headliners do. Look at that. What created that, and what does it want to do to me? There's a lot of staining, and this is just... What is all this? Is that hair? Is there going to be a dead sheep in here? Speakers in the back, look. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is... What's this? Okay. Look at the mold. Look at that. It's fur. Penicillin being created. What's down there? I don't even want to know down there. Right, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, yeah, and then there is something else there as well. And these are proper swanky Vanden Plas alloys. So That's cool, isn't it? I think. Have we been done a favour? Or are we going to need to go to the tip? Look at this thing here. That ridge. It's weird, isn't it? But yeah, it could be, you know, a bit of a rattle can respray on those. Could be nice. At least there's 4 of them. Okay. Right, I think, where else should we look? What's next? Should we go to this door? Does it open? That was pretty good, actually. Let's try that again. Bloody hell. Alright. Now, first impressions are well solid. Super happy with that. Look at the door. That is gross. Okay. Lots and lots of spares. That's the initial impression. And look at the technique here. I'm going to definitely get a strong dose of whooping cough from this car, I think. There goes the headliner in the breeze. Okay, right. Lots of stuff. Nice, and everything looks quite damp and wet and generally, yeah, as you would expect from being, you know, off the road for 24 years. Which makes you think, what year is that? Is it 83? I think it's 83, right? So we're only spent 16 years on the road. It's not long for the lifespan of a car, is it? Okay, let's have a look in here. Again, that's, you know, decent shape. Decent shape. Look at all the stuff. What's inside there? Like alien. Nice, not too many, you know, not too bad, not too many holes. Parcel shelves there, which is great. No 6x9 holes in it. We'll have to put some in. Oh, what's this like? Oh, never been smoked in. Well, this corner has never been smoked in, but the rest of the car may have been smoked in. There's a lot of stuff in there. I'm quite excited to dig these boxes out, but also nervous. Right. That shuts really well. Austin build quality, guys. That's what you've got to remember. Okay. Look at this carpet. This is ace. This is like what the van was covered in Dumb and Dumber, wasn't it? Oh my god, look at that. You know, it's all there though, isn't it? I mean, look at this shiny thing. Okay, okay, alright. What does this do? Nothing. Cool. Right then, some parts. Now, oops. Why is that open? That is emptied. An SU sign. Now, most Austins came with SU carburetors of this age, so it's probably got one of those on it. The worrying thing for me though initially is that where the SU carb would bolt to seems to be on the passenger seat of the car. Great. Okay. Lots of bits. Now I am concerned that this is going to be a big rebuild case. This is going to be a jigsaw puzzle, this thing, because the car is just full of bits. Not ideal. Oh, look at that headlining from here, man. That is rough as. Wowee. Dash is all there though, isn't it? Oh, tax disc. Let's have a look. Yeah. Oh. Look at that fly. It's just stuck in time. December 1999 was when it was last taxed, according to that tax disc. Amazing. Now I have checked the MOT history of this car online as well, and there is nothing. Look at all this. It's plush, isn't it? Very, looks like it could be very comfortable if it wasn't full of nightmares. Right, let's go and have a look in the driver's side. Okay. All right, I mean, that's, you know, it looks all decent condition there. Look at this. I love it when seatbelts do that. Oh God, this is nasty. This is not. What have I done? Why do I do this to myself? Okay. Look at all these buttons. That's probably been pressed a few times in its life, hasn't it? Okay, so the fuse panel's off as well, which is always great to see, and there's cables down there, just loose, lots of loose cables. Fantastic, that's always nice to see, isn't it? Oh, we've got keys. Okay, does it start? No. Look at that, Vanden Plas. Right, we've got 75,664 on the clock, 75,000 miles, which is an awful lot for an Austin, isn't it? In the scheme of things. Oh God, I'm going to have to get my head in here now. Oh my God. Oh, this is one of the most disgusting cars I've been in. Oh, it smells like a hospital in here. This is weird. You know, that sort of musty smell. What is that cylinder thing? Call the buttons. Is that electric windows? Oh my God, there's money in it. There is money in it. Oh! Okay. What's the date on this 2P? 1987. 1992. Wowee. Okay. Now, initial impressions are not too bad. It looks fairly solid, and it looks like it's going to be a big clean-up job. But not too bad, dare I say. That usually means that something else is going to be drastically wrong with it, though. You know, like, why did it get parked up? And why is there so many parts with it? Right, I think we should have a look under here, see what's in the stable. Now, this could be one of 3 engines. It could be, I think, a 1.7, could be a 2 litre, or it could be a 2.2 litre twin carb, which I'm hoping it is. Let's have a look. Okay. Sneezing already. That is the first sign of the whooping cough from the inside. Okay. Gloves first, I think, just in case. Gas struts like a Ferrari or Porsche would have. Oh, well, I think I've just spotted why it was parked up, and probably why it didn't run. It's got a battery for a diesel in it. It's petrol, the Ambassadors. Rookie mistake. Oh, or it could be that there's a snap spark plug there instead of in the engine. So the good news is that it has got an inlet manifold on it, and there is a carburetor attached to it, which means that the stuff in the passenger seat could just be spares. However, there's only one carb there, which means that it's not the 2.2 fast one. So it's either the 1.7 or the 2 litre. I'll have a little look in the paperwork later and find out. Initial impressions though are that it's fairly complete, this thing. Should we have a little bit of a dig round? Now, it's got these max power HT leads on, which is weird. That looks really new, as does the wiring that goes down to this coil here, which looks possibly quite new as well. The carb has some plumbing. That's the accelerator cable there, or choke cable. Yeah, accelerator cable there, and then this is the this is the choke cable that is not choking anything. Okay, that's fine. But the carburetor does look clean in places, and it looks kind of more newer than the rest of the things. So that's interesting. The oil filter looks like it's never been changed in its life. That's, oh dear, what's happening here? Right, okay. So, this bit here, I shouldn't be able to see. And see all this bit here, and all that bit there, and round there, look. I shouldn't, there should, surely there should be a cover on that. But there isn't. Why is there no cover on that? It's there though, it looks like it's tensioned. You can see the tensioner on it there and everything. Were they doing some timing or something? Is the timing all up? Great, it doesn't look like it's too hard to get to on here though. Looks like there's plenty of space. This though, that needs tensioning. There's no tension in that at all. Doesn't look like there's even a nut on there. That's okay. It's got a nice washer pump bottle though. Oh, free microfiber cloth. What's all these pipes doing up here? Right, that's a worry. Okay. Right, what's the other side like? Okay, so we have fuel line. Yeah, okay. No vacuum lines on anything. That's not the end of the world, and obviously there's no air cleaner on the back. I can put my finger, I can feel the piston there for the SU. I'm just pushing it up. Shall I show you what I'm doing? If I can. You see piston there, I'm just feeling that. That just feels nice and tight, which is what you want. Let's go up and down slowly, but we will give that carb a little bit of a check over. Now, that is, as I said before, that's an SU carb, which stands for seriously unreliable. No, I'm joking. It's these are, to be honest, pretty brilliant, and yeah, should be fairly straightforward to work on if we need to. Okay. Yeah, so lots of little vac lines missing off things. Looks like there was some timing stuff happening, to be honest, so I think maybe we're going to have a bit of fun with that. You can see like a gearbox, and there's a clutch master cylinder there, or slave cylinder. It's for the battery. It's diesel. Right. Should we check some fluids? Right then. Let's start with the important stuff. Power steering fluid, which doesn't have a belt on it at all. Okay. Fine. Perfect. Can I get to this dipstick down here? Oh, nice. Okay. Let's use this cloth that someone left for me. Okay. Sorry about the sound quality issues, but it is so windy here today. Oh. Okay. So that is perfectly in between minimum and maximum. And it looks like a kind of golden sort of colour. It doesn't even look too bad. That smells... Well, that's worrying. That smells quite strongly of questionable management, and there's definitely an element of poor build quality in there as well, and definitely a hint of strange decisions that inevitably led to the closure of one of Britain's great car manufacturers. Right, pop that back in. The good news there was that it wasn't full of water or anything, which is kind of cool, because there's no air cleaner on the back of the carb and yeah, all that sort of good stuff. I wonder if it's going to turn over though. I would like to give it a try. I can get a socket on there, but I'm just going to try and do it by hand first. Try not to crush your fingers, but that is turning over, and it felt, you know, unstuck. No sort of clingy bits, and you know, fairly free, and I could feel the start of a compression cycle and the finish of a compression cycle as it pinned my finger between that and the alternator. Right then, what's next? There's a lot of me now that just wants to check a battery on this thing and see if it turns over, and you know, see if we can get it running. But there is a bit of me that wants to see what's in all those boxes inside it. And the reason I say that is that there's evidently someone else getting murdered over there. I think I've counted maybe 72 murders in that field this week. But there's been some stuff happening on the, where are you going? Where are you going? Again, 74. Or was it 75? Let's count. So there's been some stuff happening to this car. You can tell in the engine bay things have gone on, and I want to know more about this before I just go checking a battery on and turn it over. So I'd like to empty the car of all of its things and see what we're left with. And also, I need to get a new battery for it and a few other bits and some fuel and stuff. And I want to check what's in the car to see if there's anything that I now don't need to buy, if there's like a nice new set of spark plugs in there or whatever. So I think we should do that first. The wedge. Yeah, it's looks in good neck though. With Reggie's help, I've just pushed it a little bit further just to make it a little bit easier. Easier on my back. I've got a feeling we're going to need that. Wheel number one. Come on down. Wheels are all out, look, stack them up nicely there. It's got a fifth spare. really good condition as well. That's nice, isn't it? That's the cover for it. I just put that through the washing machine. These, and then I need to have a. Is there anything under the floor? Should we have a look? Okay. All right. What's going on here? Does this come out? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Bloody hell, that's not too bad in there either. A little bit of crust starting, but generally okay. What I'd really like to find is this little bit of chrome trim here. That'd make me happy if we can find that in the car. Look at that! Look at this file. We'll clean that up. Free tool. Stick it on eBay. Yeah, it just wants a little wash in the back there. What was under that though? Oh, okay. Jack and brace and such. But again, oh, I saw a spider move. Okay, it's the first one. Good nick though. This bit here is there. Weird. Okay, let's get the rest of the stuff out. A full set of something. Just found this next to a dead moth in the back. It's an old, oh yeah man, it's a King Dick. Love that. Oh, got a bag. That's nice, that looks like brand new as well. Now hopefully that's going to be for the power steering. Water pump. Fills you with confidence, doesn't it? Right. An oil filter. Ha ha! Saved myself £2.57 there. Thermostat. Fuel filter. And a clutch. Oh, nice. We never checked the glove box. Should we have a look? Okay. Stand back. Could be a snake or anything inside there. Oh, I did see something crawl then. Lots and... Oh. What is this? This vehicle needs a garage urgently. It is gradually being restored to showroom condition. The engraving on the bonnet does not help the restoration and does nothing towards community relations. 2 months advertising for storage space has brought no results. That's quite a sad note, isn't it? Someone was potentially dinging this thing when some guy was trying to restore it. Wow, okay. Well, whoever you are, maybe I can get this thing over the line for you. Maybe not to showroom condition, but I'll do my best. Made me feel a little bit sad reading that then. Don't know why. Like, it's just a guy trying to restore a car and maybe he couldn't finish it. Sad. Anyway, right, let's have a look at these things. What else did we get? There's lots of old bits. Nice old stereo. Lots of trim bits. Other things, some wet wipes. Ashtray. Whoa! Can't lose that. Another stereo. Some keys for a gold Morris Ital. My uncle's mate had a Morris Ital once, and it was a Morris Ital estate, and it was parked in the garden, and we used it as a greenhouse to just grow vegetables and stuff in. True story. This looks like a different stereo that looks almost unused. Ah, here we go, right. One part of the cam belt cover, which we will need. Another part of the cam belt cover, I think. This looks like a stand for sheet music. Okay. Speaker grill. And an alternator. And a bit of paper, a bit of newspaper. Let's have a little look now. Andrews Estate Agents from 1996. Wow. Some of these houses now, let's see if there's any that I would recognise where they are. Oxford. 3-bedroom semi-detached in Oxford for £85,000. That's probably going to be, this is why young people nowadays haven't got any money, is because we can't buy houses for £85,000. That house now would probably be £500,000, I'd say, at least. Wow, interesting. Take that home when we read it tonight in bed. What have we got here? Headlights. Rear lights. Smashed headlights. Switches and things. Indicator lenses. Stereo bits. Oh, that's a mirror. Nice. Save us a few quid potentially. Some other little bits in there, but no chrome trim for that side, which is sad, isn't it? But lots of stuff. Will take a bit of going through. But anyway, back to the car. Radiator looks pretty good too. And that is full of water, not mayonnaise, which is nice. Just found that. Now that, if you know, I'll be very impressed. I'm just going to pop it back where it belongs. I think we should just put some power up to it and see what happens. See what we can hear, because then I know again if I need to buy anything extra. So let's do that. It's very low to the ground, this car. We're going to have to do something about that quite soon. Okay. no noise or anything then, because I didn't expect there to be any juice in this battery after being sat outside for 24 years. So let's connect these things up. Let's see what happens when we switch her on. Okay, are we ready? Stand back. Fire in the hole. You could hear it literally frying that battery there then when it's on start mode. It's a little bit overpowered, this unit. So I'll just turn it all the way up. Right then, should we see if we've got any action lights inside? Now I'm really trying to avoid getting in here because of the plague. I'm avoiding it like the plague to avoid getting the plague. So let's just perch here. Okay, right then, key. Let's see if you can get a good, better view. Where's all these spokes? Thinks it's French. Right, okay, here we go. We have lights. That is a very dim battery light. Okay, is this thing attached to anything? What is all this? Oh my god, oh my god, is it one of those fader switches again? Right, okay. Oh my god, nothing's attached to anything. I can kind of feel that being attached. I think that's neutral. Oh my god, this is going to be a ball ache. Right then. Off and on. It's saying it's got fuel. That's worrying, isn't it? I wonder if it's fuel or if it's full of water. Now, initial impressions are I couldn't hear a fuel pump. I would have thought this would have had an electric fuel pump with the age that it is, but it might not. It might be mechanical. Who knows? We'll have a little look. Should we try and turn her over? Here we go. Turns over. And it has that unmistakable Austin sound as it spins round as well. Spins round. Let's hear it again. Yeah, that sounds alright. Okay. Wow. So I just felt something crawl up my trousers. So on the SU we have a fuel in and what looks like, I think that's a, right, so this here is your blow by sort of recirculatory thing that goes back into the engine, vacuum thing, can't remember what it's called. And here's your fuel in, which goes round there, round that loop and down into this pipe here at the bottom. So we need to sort of find out where that goes, and if, you know, initially though it's not going into the engine, so it's not going to be a mechanical fuel pump, it is going to be an electrical fuel pump. I kind of, where's that? Okay. I kind of want to know what kind of fuel pump it is though, to see if I can buy a replacement while I'm out in town now, because it's like a 2-hour round trip. Okay, so I need to find out where this fuel pump goes. It's tough to get my head under because of the drum and bass, so I need to have a look. And you know, if I was a petrol fuel pump, where would I be? And there's a couple of places. Sometimes just sat underneath the car in its own little ecosystem. Some other times it's in the fuel tank or above the fuel tank, and that is potentially under this rear seat. Now I could just go and Google things, but I'm not a Googler. I am not a Googler. I would prefer to find for myself, because the search is half the fun, isn't it? You know. But yeah, it looks like someone's been sick down there, which is maybe an animal's been sick, and there's lots of dead other animals. There's a dead moth and a dead spider. Maybe they were fighting to the death. This is not great. Okay. Right, I need to get this bench seat out if I can. Yeah. So I've just Googled it, and yeah, it's someone said on the internet that it's behind the fuel filler cap in the boot, which would be sort of here. So I need to get this piece of mouldy carpet out, which I need some Phillips screws taken out for. Hello. Right. One. Where shall I put these? Just leave them in the boot there. Okay. Are you sure they might get lost? No, that's fine. Am I going to get ill from this mould? I don't think so. Ah. Get off! So many dead things in this car. Right then. I may have been lied to. I can't see any fuel pump there at all. It's just a load of wires and that. Okay, so plan B is to jerry rig a different fuel system up to the car and see what's going on there. If I'd have found that fuel pump, I would have put my little Holly pump in place of that fuel pump and sent whatever's in the tank through the pipes out the end of the pipe that's attached to the car, which I would have taken off, and then we can see what was in the tank. It's just going to push it all out. So I'm going to try and connect my Holly over at that side and see if that can you know, pull anything through from the tank, because I can't get underneath it to check. So let's do that. $76. So I've had this on for a little bit and I'm not getting any luck with it. It's not pulling anything out, which could mean that there's nothing in the tank, even though the fuel gauge said it was like half full, or it's just not powerful enough. I know you are powerful, but maybe just not powerful enough. So fuel can up here, through the pump into the carb, and we'll see if she runs. No matter how hard you try, you always end up just running them off a can of fuel in the engine bay. Right. Woo! Move this so you can see, I suppose. That's what you're here for, isn't it? Get in. Now I just want to see if she shoots out. Oh, any fuel? Oh, oh. Nice. Spray the engine bay with petrol. Oh, that's the wrong way around. I was sending the petrol back to the tank. Give me the thing. Didn't look particularly great colour, that, did it? Right, okay, you're on there. And then just checking for any horrendous petrol leaks out of the carb. so far it seems to be holding its pressure, which is pretty good as it's filling the bowl. Nothing's overflowing yet. Okay. Are we going to give this a go then? I think we should. Will she go? What are you betting? What's your money on? My money is on no. Okay, start. No dice, but if it did start, that would have been too easy, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. But not even a hint of go, so further investigation required. Just in case anything's a bit sticky, I'm going to use the that noise you can hear of it going do 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 points to timing, I think. So something's not right somewhere, which would explain why all the timing gear's off and stuff. It's not even trying to go. I just sprayed some of that down it, and that'll have been going into the cylinders, filling them up, and then it's struggling to get past that. So I'm pretty sure, I think anyway, that it's going to be a timing issue. Right then, so one of my concerns is it's now about 3:30 and daylight's going to be fading very soon, which isn't the worst thing in the world because it's absolutely miserable today, so it'll be better to pick this up in the morning when hopefully it's going to be beautiful sunshine. But before I go, I want to have a little delve into the spark plugs, the ignition system, because it could be timing, and that noise then made me feel like it was timing. But to do the timing on this, I'm potentially going to have to get my light out and do a few other little bits and sort of work some stuff out. So I just want to have a little look at these first and see what condition they're in and see if they can tell me any stories before we get all cam-belty. Someone told me the other day it was minus like 40 in some parts of America, Celsius. Can't be right, surely. Okay. Okay, it's got electronic ignition fitted to it. Now, that looks like brand new. That looks like it's never ran, because it's probably never ran. again, that looks like brand new. Now, electronic ignition is one of those things that you don't really need. Just use the old stuff. I had a car once, a Reliant Scimitar, which there's pictures of going around the Nürburgring video on this channel, and it broke down halfway around the Nürburgring, and it broke down several of the times, and it turned out that there's a little magnetic sort of ring here, this thing, so if you put your screwdriver to it, bing, it's magnetic, and that sends a signal to this little thing here and tells it when to spark, right? And then it fires down this thing here via electronics, as opposed to points, so it's getting rid of points on the car, right? Now, my Scimitar had one of these, and it had a tiny hairline crack going down it, right? And you couldn't tell, you couldn't see. The only way that you could, the only time that it would become apparent was when the car was hot and it was under load, and then it'd just separate enough to stop the signal being sent through here and then to the spark plugs, and then the car would just die. Oh, what a nightmare. So yeah, it took ages to work out what was actually wrong with that Scimitar, and then it turned out that it was one of these stupid electronic ignition kits. Now, they can be alright if they're set up properly, but to set them up properly you have to change the timing, so the timing is different with these than it would be with points. So that, I'm guessing, is what has happened here. I think we've solved the mystery. Mystery is electronic ignition was fitted, timing was done, and potentially it didn't work or something was done wrong. What I would love to do is to change this back to points, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them from my factors. I don't think they have points on the shelf. They might do, so I'm going to ask the question, but it'd be nice to get a set of points back in here and just put the timing back to factory and all that sort of stuff, and just bin all this rubbish off. Unless in there is there's any instructions for this electronic timing, and it'll tell me the where the timing's supposed to be. It gives you, you know, the degrees that the timing's supposed to be set at for this particular one. So I'll have to have a little look into that. Next though, I'm going to take these spark plugs out, or just one or two of them, and I just want to have a little look at those as well and see what condition they're in. Right then, so I'm just about to pull this spark plug out, but I thought I'd show you this in a little bit more detail. So it's this thing here and this black ring. See these two bits? So they're different. And I would also have to, I think if I put it back to points, I'd have to get a new rotor arm for it as well, because I think the rotor arm would then become, I don't know. We could potentially try and make it work with this, again, if I can find any paperwork on them, because there was a load of bits of paperwork in the glove box and stuff. So anyway, we'll have a look. I can delve into all that later on when the sun has gone down. Interesting. What have we got? Very sooty. Gap looks a bit rough. Not 100% the best at all. So would kind of indicate it's running a bit rich. And it's probably definitely, I would say, 100% in need of a new set of plugs. What I'm going to do now though is I'm going to put the cap back on, and I'm going to put this plug back to a lead, and I'm going to run it, and I'm going to see if we've got spark. So I could see from over there that we were getting spark to that, which was surprising really. So this spark plug, more of the same, quite sooty. Yeah, that kind of just happened as I was pulling it out. So we're going to need a new set of plugs. Oh look, you can see the end of it down there. That's cool, isn't it? So I'll pop that in to stop any water or animals or anything crawling in there and making it their home. But yeah, we're going to need a set of plugs. So I'll add that to the list. And yeah, I think we are in a good place to call it a day. I'm going to need to order some parts, have a route through some paperwork, see what's available to me for tomorrow, because I would love to get this thing running tomorrow. That would be dreamy, wouldn't it, you know? And then we can have a look at that suspension and wear a hazmat suit and take it for a drive. I've just had a look through all of the paperwork and everything that's in the car, glove box and all that sort of stuff, and there ain't nothing on that little ignition thing, so I'm gonna have a bit of a read tonight and see if they're all the same and there's just a certain setting that you need to put on or whatever on the timing, and then tomorrow we can just set it up properly and make sure that it's all there. Put some new spark plugs in it, and then yeah, give it another whirl and see if it goes, and if it doesn't, then push it into the sea. But yeah, join me back in about 3 seconds. What up, mother lickers? It's day 2 on the ambitious Ambassador project. The sun and the blue skies are kind of here. The weather is at least 75% better than it was yesterday, and we need to get stuck in to this engine. Got myself a cup of tea and a jam slice. What else does man need? Let's go. Okay, let's get all timey up in this shit shizzle. And for that, I'm going to need brake cleaner and this brush. The reason being is that I just want to give the pulleys a little bit of a clean first, so I can check the timing marks, just to make sure that when they're both round, that they're both facing the right way. Cool. Now I'm going to get a bar thing on the bottom, ratchet, and I'm going to spin the 2 pulleys round until they're both oh. Can definitely feel good, like compression strokes and stuff, which is fun. Spark plugs are still in, so that dot goes there roughly, and that there we go. Okay, everything's covered in a bit of a glaze, you know. Interesting, let me show you. So that, if you can see, there's a little dot there. Yes. And then down there, can you see here? There's a little bit, a little chunk taken out of it. Can you see that? And they're lining up perfectly, so that's where it should be, because there's a little hole behind there that shows you and all that sort of stuff. So that's all good. That's all good there. So now I need to take the cap off and see where the rotor arm is and all that sort of stuff in relation to cylinder number 1, and then see where cylinder number 1 is. I'm woefully ill-equipped here. My book, my auto data book, only goes up to 77. Amazing. Can't actually find anything online about the timing marks or anything, so I'm just going to sort of do what I think is right. Oh, whoops. Ah, hey! Fix 1. Okay, so then 2 is 3. Let's go into 4. It does look all wrong to me, but I'm just going to do a little bit more digging if I can, and then I'm going to see, because at the moment it looks like all these are going to wrong plugs and all sorts of stuff, and I might need to take this out, rotate it and stick it back in. So it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? I'm concerned the wind is picking up though. Yeah, there's no numbers or anything on this, which is a bit of a pain, isn't there? Essentially we're pointing down here, right, into this plug which goes to number 1, and then it'd be 1, 3, 4, 2 for the firing order. So 1, yeah, okay. I'm going to pop this out now and just check that that is at TDC, which hopefully it will be. There's probably some of you at home watching this that you've got these and you're like, I can see it's not the right way, I can see they're not the... But you know, you can't communicate with me now, because you know how, by the time you're watching this I've probably done it. Is that long enough? So that's not gone in very far at all, which is great. But what I want to do now is I'm going to spin it over. I want to see if this rises up another ½ a foot, and then we'll know whether or not it was at Cool Guy Central or whatever it is. Oh yeah, it wasn't. Okay. So just wind that back a touch. Right, so that's number 1 cylinder at TDC. Oh God, the wind is coming, so apologies for the audio. The wind is here. But yeah, that looks like it's potentially sort of 10 degrees out or something, so that's kind of cool. A little bit hard to tell because the cap's a little bit, it's just, you know, it's not annoying, but that kind of is where number 1 is there now. You can sort of see it was going out there. That's kind of where that is, if that is where that was, but then maybe not. So hard to tell. So if I was to do that, I could potentially go up 1. So if I spin it around a bit, we're going to get the rotor arm coming up a touch. Okay, we might be able to make it fire, but the first thing I'm going to do is pull the rest of the leads off, the other spark plugs out, put my fresh spark plugs in, and that will give us the best chance of it firing. Okay. Okay, we've got new spark plugs in, and I think the leads were on the wrong way, and I've now put them to the right place. So 1, 1, 3, 4, 2, which is the firing order. So 1, 3, 4, 2. So there's a potential chance we might get it to go. And you know, fair play to the person who did actually install these. That dizzy cap is very, you know, it's pretty unusual in its shape and stuff, so I can understand how you would get that wrong. But anyway, let's see if she goes, eh? Right then, have you got the keys? Have I got the keys? Hey, British Leyland. Oh, one more thing. We better chuck some of this lovely stuff up here, haven't we? Just in case, like, you know. Did you hear it? It made the noise. For the first time potentially since 1999. Just wound the timing back a touch because it was all the way to one extreme, so I'm going to see if that's made any difference. Not quite there, but she wants to. I'm going to hook the Holly back up, so I've actually got some petrol supplied to it, and I might get a friend to do the twist of the key while I do the ch-ch. She's so very close. I've put the choke cable was obviously off, so I've just sort of rammed it into the on position. But I'm aware I don't want to be flooding it. Yeah. I need to be an octopus. Oh, so close. Oh, come on. If I can get it running, I can get adjusted. Can't do it until it idles. So close. Just put the wipers on. Doubly annoying is every time you touch the throttle it knocks the choke off. Something's still not right. It should have gone a bit easier, surely. Right, I'm going to give that start motor a break for 5 minutes. It's fine. I'm going to go and see my good friend Richard and see if he'll do the key for me while I do the thing. Vicky's been brave enough to actually get in the car and he's going to do the key for me. I'm just going to connect Polly back up. Make sure we're sucking. Are we sucking? We're sucking. Right, go on then. Go on then. Oh, fucking hell, we're nearly running.
Just lost one filly.
Whenever you're ready. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on, warm up. Warm up. Come on, you can do it. Oh, God. So very close. Go on, give it another go. I'm doing the choke, I am. Go on, give it another go. Still not happy timing wise, but go on. When you're ready. Whoa. She doesn't like something, does she?
No.
Let's try the other way. Go on, give that a go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh. Oh, if she warms up a bit, she'll idle and then I can mess about with it a bit more.
Yeah?
Go on. wonder if she's getting too much fuel.
Yeah.
Go on. Not happy at all, is she? Just turn the idle right up now. I think she's running on 3. It's not right. I'm trying to pull the leads off now, see if I can find the cylinder that's missing. I'm trying to do more on the timing, but I can't get any further over. But if I let it warm up and such, it's got that fucking electronic ignition on as well, which is... Yeah. But they've changed it. No need, man. No need. First time she's ran since 1999, Vicky. Not bad. Right. She's running, albeit on 3 cylinders, or maybe even less than that. I've just turned the idle up a touch just to try and get her to tick over so I can mess about with things. But you know, there's nothing black coming out of there, is there? It's all right.
Yeah.
Not bad for the first time in since before the millennium. Right. Very nice. Just gonna let it warm up a touch, and then we'll do some more investigating. This is a little bit worrying, isn't it? A bit steamy. I'm just trying to, I want to see this what do you call it, thermostat open, but we've got a little bit too much pressure. It's not opening, there's something happening, it's getting hot. That's stone cold, so something's up. Okay, well that's got hot in the matter of about 3 seconds. Well, it's more like sort of 10 minutes, but that's got really hot really quick. There was a thermostat in that box, but I would imagine the thermostat is stuck closed. So can't really do anything about that until it's cooled down, annoyingly. But I would like to just remove the thermostat if that's possible. Amazing. now that I've had a chance to take a breath, there's a few things I can do to try and get it running better. We need to set the carb up properly, make sure we're not sort of flooding things. There was a bit of carb kit stuff lying around, so I don't know if someone's been in there and changed some settings. We need to have a look at that. The rough running might be, I don't know, mixture or anything. I need to do some vac lines, because obviously there's the vacuum advance on the distributor. I need to get my timing light out and see where we are on the bottom crack. There's a few little jobs out, but I can't do any of it really until it idles. And at the moment it's just spilling its juices out because it's getting too hot. I'm going to let it cool down. I'm going to take the, you know, that thing, what's it called, where the water goes through. I'm going to take thermostat, I'm going to take that out. But in the meantime, I thought, let's do something different. Now, this drum and bass, while I'm waiting for it to cool down, that is, this drum and bass is great, but I would like to change the tune ever so slightly. So I'm going to introduce you to something that I bought off eBay, and we're going to see, A, if it works, and B, what happens. Okay, do not drink this, otherwise you'll become sick and die. This is a machine that I bought from eBay, so it's probably not going to work. And mad, I know, but you connect this to a pipe in the engine bay and it makes the suspension go up when I do this. Really? Let's find out, shall we? If you're wondering what this is, why it's blue, this is a mixture of 50% water and 50% blue food colouring, just because it likes being blue. It's not really, it's coolant. Okay, let's go. Right, pipe. Make sure that, won't get that on anything. Nice that there's a bit of warmth coming out of here now while I'm working though, that's good. So this connects to this thing here, apparently. And then I've got to fill this tube with this. Glug, 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 glug. And I've got to prime it, and by that I mean just pour some of the, make sure that's loose enough. Fill the line up with the solution until it comes out of where the valve is, and then tighten the valve up. A few more times, just make sure there's no air in it. That's okay, tighten that up, and then we'll see what happens. This may take some time, so I may speed this up. I had to put my jacket on because it's very cold, especially when you just sat there doing this for an hour. It's drank this much Kool-Aid, but it has not done any rising as far as I can tell. Maybe you could tell different, I'm not sure. The main thing though is I'm bored of doing that, and it's cooled down enough now. I'm going to take a couple of things off there and see if we can't make it run without spilling all of its guts. What does this do? Ooh, ooh. I can see could see the thermostat there, and it's not doing much. Be nice if anything just wedge it open, save having to take anything off. It's handy, isn't it? You know those like gold, what they call Goldschlager vodkas with like gold leaf in them? That's what that coolant looks like. That's good. So I want to try and start now, and we'll just see if I can see coolant flowing through there when I take this cap off, now that I've sort of tried to wedge that, what looks like a thermostat, open. I hope it's a thermostat. I don't know what else it could be. Going to go and pop the heaters on in the car to max as well, so it goes round the other thing. Heater matrix. Well, I would have done that, but someone's taken all the stuff out of it. Okay, it would appear there is no water flow, which again explains a few things about why all the cam belt and stuff was off. Potentially that's just starting to boil up now, so I'm switching it on. Very kindly switched itself on. The Sherlock Holmes in me is fairly convinced that the water pump's gone. Which is a bit of a pain, isn't it? I did see a water pump in that big bag of stuff though. Oh God. But well, it runs off the fan belt, the water pump, so it might not be that bad of a job. Okay. Austin's, man, they're quality vehicles, like. This was in the car. Austin Ambassador and several others. Water pump. Let's see if it looks like what's on the car. Looks new, which is good. And there's a gasket with it, which is even gooder. So this is what we've got. okay, so far so good. I wonder what's happened to it though, because it is essentially just one long shaft. It looks like the right one. So I'm going to start taking a few things off and see if I can't, well, one thing first. I thought I'd best investigate first. Do you want to have a look? Now, if you're about to have your dinner, I apologise. You're going to be able to see this better than me, potentially. There you go. So I've just taken this pipe off, this one here, which sends all the water around the radiator and stuff, and it is chock full of what looks like biscuits. So the water pump might be working, but it can't get any water past because it's chock full of cheese. How'd you fix that, like? Okay, let me just think for 2 minutes, okay? Now I'm going to be honest, that is a little bit of a new one on me. I don't claim to have seen everything, and that's caked. I can't even get the screwdriver in there. Let's see if we can do something with this machine. Can you see the brown? Come closer. What I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to back flush it from any angle that I can, see if I can free anything up in there. And it's getting a lot of the crap out as well, as you can see. There is a lot of biscuit in there. Looks like, you know, when you've dunked your biscuit in your cup of tea and it all falls off and it goes into the bottom. Look at it, it's like a bit of paper. Weird. Being this wet in the middle of January is pretty sad. But the good news is I've managed to get whatever it was blocking this substance. I've managed to sort of clear out. I don't know if you can see there. And I have been able to get water flow through it, which is incredible. A bit difficult to show you, but I can try. Oh, good job GoPro's waterproof, isn't it? Can you see that there? We have great water flow. Now, providing that water pump still actually works, we might be on for a winner here. So let's connect it all back up and give it a go. We have water flow. Water flow from the fuel water pump was just pushing all that up then, which is, well, the best news I've had all day. Don't know about you, but it does mean I'd have to change the water pump. So I'll pop this back in its box. Oh, right then. So now I've managed to get the engine to run for a bit. I've done a little bit of diagnostics and that seems okay, although the timing is not brilliant. That's all the way out. I'm sure it's something to do with this electronic ignition thing. I'm sure you had to adjust the timing to get it to run, and it's too far out. So essentially take the distributor out, move it, put the distributor back. But before I do any of that, it's backfiring out the carb, and that could be a sign that the carb is a bit sad. But that, oh, I mean, that's full of oil. And this is your accelerator pump on an SU carb, kind of. But it's definitely doing its job. So I was doing a bit more sort of thinking, which I have to do a lot because I'm a bit thick and this stuff's complicated. Well, it's not that complicated, but so this was a choke and it was all the way sort of down here. It's no good, it's sad. So I've sort of wedged it there, which I'm going to do a little bit better in a second. So we've actually got some form of choke cable. And the choke goes on that gear there and goes more and less and more and less and more and less. And then this is your throttle here. Now the problem is that when I'm hitting the throttle, it's backfiring and it sounds like there's no accelerator pump, but yet the oil and everything's great in here. Now the lack of accelerator pump or backfiring could be caused by not enough fuel going in. Interesting. So why isn't there enough fuel going in? We've got, you know, petrol and all that. Now if this is all the way down there, it's, you know, your choke might be all the way off. So, you know, and we want some sort of choke. It might just be leaning the mixture out so much that we can't accelerate because we're not putting the fuel down into the gullets. So I'm just going to wedge that up to where it sort of should be normally, and then we're going to try and fire it up again and see if it revs up then. That sounds a lot better. Listen to that. It's like a sewing machine. Singer sewing machine. Okay. Exciting times. That was brilliant. So it is running like a sewing machine. Listen to that. That sounds amazing. Let's go check out what the exhaust's doing. Wow, pretty chuffed with that. So was that 23, 24 years? Now she's running like a sewing machine. There is still a bit of timing work, I think, to be done. It's not 100%. I need to do a little bit more looking into that and seeing what that electronic ignition's all about and get my light on it. My strobe light, and sort of see where it goes, but I don't really want to do that now because it's a bit of a faff and it's running and I don't need to. Now we need to do the exciting bits. Okay, now we have 3 pedals. This one makes you go, albeit quite slowly. That one makes you stop, hopefully, and that one makes you change gear, hopefully. So first of all, let's just try and depress those 2 pedals. You're in an Austin, it's an Ambassador. You're probably going to get scrapped soon. Right, that's them depressed. Let's see if it moves. I'm gonna have to get inside this thing now, aren't I? If you thought that van video was long, well, fucking hell, I hope you're enjoying this. Okay. Starts quite well. Clutch first. I can feel something engaging and disengaging. Wow. Brakes. Well, it feels like a piece of wood, but it's not going to the floor. Do Austins have reverse? Maybe that's 4th. About first. What about first? Oh my days. That's good, the clutch feels great. Is this potentially the first time this thing's moved under its own steam in like 300 years? Where's reverse then? Is that a special thing? To like push down and up and... Ah, it was pull up. This is amazing. This thing's practically ready to take to town. Pretty gross though still. Right, action plan. Right, first thing to do is head down to the local hospital and get a tetanus shot. It's horrible in there. Right, okay, switch that fuel pump off. Now I think what I would like to do is to get this thing up in the air in there on the ramp, and the reason being is I want to see what's up with this suspension. And when I'm doing the, you know, this pump, I want to see where that fluid's going, because it's just disappearing at the moment and I can't tell if it's soaking into the stones or not. So, see, it's all incredibly exciting. I'm going to move the bit out of the way, move the truck from in there, you can see it, and then we will drive this thing under its own steam for the first time in a million years into the workshop. So it took us about 3 hours to get there, wasn't it? In your time, in my time, like a day and a half. Right, okay, let's go. Feel the headliner molesting me at my hair. It's gross. We're in, out of the wind. Look what it's doing to me. And she made it in all on her own. So what a car, so happy with that. Lots of little niggles there, trying to get that engine running without blowing up. But the temperature gauge is sitting nicely in the middle now as well, which is really good. But as I said, at some point I will get my light on it and get the timing a bit more perfect. But the carb seems great, you know, we're getting plenty of fuel and stuff through. So we need to, you know, there's going to be a bit of a long list for this car. We've got to get it running off the fuel tank and its own fuel pump. I've got to get a fuel pump off of the internet for that. But for now, I think we should get her up in the air and have a look underneath this thing. See what's going on with the suspension, try and pump it up with my little machine. And if we can do that, and there's still daylight, I might get her outside, give her a quick hoover, and we'll take her for a spin around the yard. That would be amazing. And see what works and what doesn't, you know. But first thing, okay, longer screw. Restoration. I might do these up while I'm here actually, because they're only Phillips. That's solid now. It's just practically repairing itself. Right, let's get her up in the air. $77. First impressions are, it's heavy. This, you can tell with the ramp just going up, this is a heavy piece of car. And it's only supposed to be 96 horsepower or something, so... bloody hell, that's a big one. 79, 78. So yeah, it's not going to be a very quick thing, I wouldn't have thought. But let's switch the head torch on and see. Ooh, nice. See what we got, you know. 80. So we've got a nice bit of anti-rust on everything, anti-corrosion. which is good. Look at the size of this bloody sump. That's insane. That's a big old thing. I wouldn't want to do a gasket on that. Yeah, okay. So corrosion wise, I mean, you've got this really unnecessary huge bit of metal here, front cross member, and it looks, you know, it's solid. It's in good nick, really is. Radiator looks okay from here, from your house. And there's a bit of corrosion on these backing plates and stuff, but it's in one piece, isn't it? And I mean, I've seen worse than these calipers. Brake lines and everything are pretty solid. I mean, again, I've seen a lot worse than this car. Okay, a little bit of a weepage of something there. Don't know what that is, probably not important. That's split, so it's going to want a new one of those. Wow, okay. What about the floor? God, look at this thing. Oh man, have we been lucky again? No, surely not. Look how solid this is. Look how solid that floor is. Let's do the other side. Wow, oh, it's had some welding. You can see there's a bit of welding wire there, but it's all very solid up there. A little bit of underseal, and you'd never know. Someone's caught that when they were loading it, probably me. Oh, another bit of real quality welding there. Real good stuff, that is. Look at that. That's looks like I've done that. That's brilliant, but very solid. Look how clean it is, man. I am in awe of how clean this car is. But also, let me tell from down here, look how basic the floor pan and stuff is. This is quality sort of British engineering, this. Nothing to it at all, just flat. Real, yeah, real good. Look at this thing here that holds the exhaust together. Will just blow from the factory. Classic Austin thing, my Mini's doing this, just leaking all of its gearbox oil and stuff out through the selector rod there. Very, very common problem. But yeah, I need to do it on the Mini, but not the end of the world. Can see up in there. God, do you know what? Look at these tyres as well. Look at, oh my God, can you see it's still got the knobbles on? Oh man, must have put the tyres on it. That one's not got any knobbles. These got knobbles? No, not quite. But they all look like new condition, so it can't have gone far, can it? Oh, look at all those beasts. Wow. But again, the brake lines and stuff, they're not bad, you know. They're not bad. Don't know what's going on with this bit of string here, but that's okay. Oh, hello. What's fallen off there? What's this? Oh, okay, that's part of this newfangled suspension system. That's what stops it doing a backflip in the road. Has the other side got one? Yeah, that's all there. Right then, speaking of suspension, well, let's have a look at the outer sills first, actually, and the wheel arches. Yeah, that's sound in there, isn't it? Absolutely sound as a pound. That's solid again. My God, what about this back here? It's so impressive, do you not think? For that amount of time, just sat doing nothing. It looks kind of cool from this angle. Oh, did I just say that? I think I did. Bit of filler on this arch, and you'll be good to go. Doesn't need anything too drastic at all. Just yeah. Bit of filler, bit of paint. Whoa. And yeah, this bottom of this door's going a bit, but that's all right, isn't it? The rain's really coming down out there now. Look at that. We got it in the nick of time. Look at that, it's hammering it down. Well good. Our luck has changed, maybe. Right then, so this suspension thing. So this one here ain't up to much on this side. Now I can't see a Schrader valve over here, so I'm thinking it runs off the same fluid as is in the front that we were trying to do with that pipe, which I'll show you shortly. Let's see if I can follow any pipes back. Where are we? It's handbrake cable, that's the pipe there. Where does that pipe go? Right, so that pipe goes off in, oh no it doesn't, it's here. Yeah, down here. Just checking for leaks essentially. And that goes up. So nothing leaking on that side. Another boots has gone there, so you need to put a boot on that. A couple of boots. Don't know what these are for. Okay. So where's the suspension for this one here? Because it's not up there. Where's the suspension? Absolutely blowing a hoolie out there. It's coming in. Isn't it? But yeah, the front, maybe the front doesn't have suspension. I don't know. It's going to be hiding up there somewhere, isn't it? How do we sort that then? Where is it? Okay. We'll have a look into that. Wowee. Right. So let's be real for a second. That is, for someone out there, because I'm telling you now, it ain't going to be me, a real solid start for a retro Austin restoration, rolling restoration, you know? It does, that is a solid shell. It doesn't need a lot of stuff, you know? But what do we do now? I think, before I finish this episode, I would like to have a bit more of a look into that suspension, and then we'll finish this episode. So let's have a quick gander. Amazing. I've just been stood there for the last 3 hours doing this. And we are now fully suspensioned. Incredible. There's 4mm difference between the side, which I can totally live with. I mean, let's have a look. Doesn't it look mega like? Real suspension. And I've closed the boot properly. It's all coming together, guys. I'm telling you, this is a real thing, this car. What do you want to do now then? I think we should strap the fuel can down a bit better and take her for a spin around the yard. I mean, it's not quite ready for its MOT yet. I've used a, what's this? Something like the first aid kit to stop any of the leaking out. I've tie wrapped that to the battery. That's there. It's not going to move much. Might move a little bit. Right, okay. Let's take her for a spin. What else have I done though? Why isn't that going down? Yeah, it's right, just... Okay. You'll be pleased to see in here I have installed a chair cover, because I did not want to get AIDS for a second time. We're ready to go, guys. We are ready to go. Come on then, kids. Be quiet in the back. Bloody spiders. Check out the headlights work. Oh, the horn works. Can't believe that works, can you? What are the chances? What about electric windows? Oh my god. Oh my, is this a British car or is this... Nah, it won't go back up, it's British. Okay, lights. Oh my god, look, we've got lights. Wowee. Oh my gosh. We are ready. And we're locked inside. Can you see okay? This is its first voyage after 24 years being sat waiting for some stupid idiot to come along like me and make it go again. And is it going again? I mean, it feels great. I'm not gonna lie, the suspension is very comfortable. The engine feels nice. You know, I've only timed it up by ear and it feels fine. Should we go for a second? Oh my god, we've got gears and everything. Oh, back to first. Brakes. Oh man, we've got brakes. Oh, this is practically ready for an MOT. Wowee. What a machine. This is, you know, it's been challenging at times, hasn't it? Getting this thing going. It's not been the easiest. I think I might have used half of its available horsepower then. Oh, wowee. What a machine. I am so pleased. But it's now running and that's half the battle. It's running and the suspension's up. Still needs a bit of work. Oh, it sounds absolutely horrendous. I mean, it sounds great. Wow, so good. And you know, I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed doing it. It's been a lot of fun. Another car rescued from certain death. Still got a long way to go, and I think I am going to treat you to another episode on this, where we're going to tidy her up and then get her down. It's got a little frog in her throat. Get her down for an MOT and see what she needs to actually become on the road. We might even fit a new fuel pump to her. So all sorts we could do. Wowee. Cool. Not bad, eh? Should we have a little look, see how she's done? She's got fire in her eyes. Once again, after many years. It's all right, isn't it? It's not like... Is it the worst car you've ever seen? No, that would be harsh, wouldn't it? It's definitely not the worst car I've ever seen. Oh my God, look at this. Look at these lights. The Ambassador Vanden Plas is alive once again. Just, what a thing. What a thing. What do you think of it? Do you like it? Can you remember these from when they were on the roads a lot more often than they are now? Let me know what you think, you know, in the comments, what I should do with it. What a thing. Dead cool. What a fun couple of days. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this super long episode, and there will be another one on the Austin where we'll give it a good old scrub, get the wet vac out, get the pressure washer out, maybe even get the polish out, see what she comes up like. I've got a bit of MOT in a can, so we'll treat it to some of that, and then we'll take her down for a test and see, you know, what she does. I need to put a fuel pump on it, a proper one, get her running off the tank as well, tighten up some of the belts in the engine bay, give a few things a bit more of a look over, make sure we're not overheating and things, you know, which I don't think we are. But yeah, cracking, great result. I'll see you next time.